Okay, this one is for trig functions and cosine function. Okay, there are trig function, there's 6 functions, isn't there? Sine, cos, tan, and then there was a reciprocal functions, which I'm going to talk about it later. So this one is for cosine function, and I'm going to go through the type of the function and type of the domain, range, period, amplitude. So what will cosine function is for type and domain and range and period, amplitude. Now this is what cosine function looks like. Okay, so let's have a look at this again. Now this, I just put it into the radian terms, but you know by now that's 90 degrees, 180, 270, 360. That's a 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60, and so on. And this is what, 120, 135, and 150, 180. Okay, so as we know, it's exact values of 30, 45, 60. So I'll put that in. Now, have a look at this. From 0 to 90 is the first quadrant, isn't it, in a unit circle. And the 90 to 180 is second quadrant. And 180 to 270, third, 270 to 360 is fourth quadrant. Now, first quadrant, everything is positive. All 3 trig ratios are positive, yeah? Sine, cos, tan. And then second quadrant, which I'm just going to show you here, second quadrant is negative for cos, yeah? And the third is a negative as well. And fourth one, back above x-axis. So above x-axis is positive, below x-axis is negative. So first quadrant is positive, second and third is negative, fourth quadrant is positive for the sine, cosine. So that just explains with the all station to central that we've been looking at. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, well, let's have a look at types. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 60. I'm going to pick 60 and see how we go with the 60. So let's have a look at 60. So 60 degrees is this one. That's my 60. So I'm going to go cos 60 degrees equals my half, isn't it? Okay. But what about here if it's a cos negative 60? So that's negative 30, negative 45, negative 30. That is also half. So it doesn't really change the sign, isn't it? It's the same. So it actually satisfies with when f of minus x equals f of x. That's even. What was odd? Odd was when you put minus x, it would be minus f of x. That's odd. Now, we just proved that it doesn't really matter whether the x value is positive or negative. You end up with positive y value. So that makes sense if you just put it in here. I'll just go there, here. So if I put 60 here, I'll get half. If I would put negative 60, I'll still get half. So this is definitely even function. Now domain is all the x values, and I can see I can use any x values for this function. Okay, and the range will be my y values. It's very similar to sine. It only goes up to 1, and then it only go down to negative 1. So that'll be my range. Now period, it starts from here all the way. That's one cycle, like a one pattern. Okay, so it'll be 2 pi, just like sine. And the amplitude is the height y value, the maximum y value from center. Now this x-axis is center because it's between 1 and minus 1. So x-axis is my center and it goes up to 1. So, well, let's have a look at my all the questions. Now, type of cosine function is even. Okay, domain, I can go any. So goes negative infinity to infinity. And my range is -1 to 1. Remember to put the smaller number first and the bigger number on the right. Okay, period 2 pi. And the amplitude goes up to 1. Okay, so this was my cosine function. Okay, I'm going to do tan function next.